is Crohn's disease caused by emotional issues, bad emotions? You're like, you suffer from lots of anger. You suffer from lots of like depression, despair, grief, and fear. You're always in a bad mood. You're just sad all the time. Do these emotions cause your digestive issues? And if so, like, what do we need to do to get rid of these things? So the answer is kind of yes and no. So Crohn's disease is caused by a stressful situation that catches you off guard, and it puts your gut into overdrive to help you overcome this situation. So it's like something like hard to digest in your life, and your brain's like, oh, I know what to do. We're going to develop extra gut cells. They're going to provide more surface area for digestion. They're going to create more digestive juices to help us break down this hard to digest thing in our life. And our brain's kind of dumb. It doesn't know the difference between food inside of us and things like in our lives that are like hard to digest, hard to break down. Your Crohn's disease started after a stressful situation in your life. So, part of stress, when we're stressed out, and if it stresses us out enough, what does stress mean? Have we ever actually took a step back and thought about like, what is stress? What are emotions? But to put a full loop for the new people here on, what our gut is actually doing. So we're stressed out. We're developing these extra gut cells to help us break down this hard to digest thing. Then that thing gets resolved, and the body starts to get rid of these extra gut cells. And that's when blood and mucus and all this fun stuff starts flying out of your butt. And, that process, once the extra gut cells are removed, the process ends and you go on and you live a normal life. But if someone has continual diarrhea and gut pain and just typical Crohn's symptoms for years and years and years, somehow they're still haunted by this conflict. Somehow, either the conflict is over and they're still haunted by it, or the conflict is like still on. Like their job still sucks. Or, let's just say you have your job just sucks. You thought you were out of it. That was resolutely, and your job just sucks, and it's just going to suck for the past 10 years. But that's really not the case for most people. For most people, it's they were in a crappy job, they found a new job, and now there's like these minor inconveniences in their life that they're extra sensitive to because of that original conflict. And that is keeping the gut in overdrive. So back to the question. So in order to fix something, you have to know what's going on. And so you're welcome. I just explained to you what is actually going on in Crohn's disease, because your dumb GI doctor is just going to go, oh, it's genetic. No, it started after a stressful event in your life. Period. And it's not off because you're still haunted by the stress. It's that simple. So how do we resolve that stress? And I think people confuse that. And it's just because we're just so ignorant on what emotions are and what stress is. We're so ignorant. I tried to look up the definition for emotion the other day, and it was ridiculous what I was finding in dictionaries. Like, oh, the feeling of love, hate, regret, just a feeling. That's not a definition. That's an example. Not only do we not understand, do we not understand what emotions are, we don't even know what a definition is. Like the dictionary doesn't even understand what a definition, doesn't even know the definition of a definition, because half the definitions that they give in the dictionary aren't definitions. It's like the logic is just so broken in our society nowadays. We need to understand what emotions are and what stress is in order to get better. Because we have a lot of people are focusing on, how do I get rid of my emotions? How do I get rid of these bad emotions? And and I'm guilty of this too. These sentences they make no sense. They're not based in logic whatsoever, and that's not your fault. We're just never educated on them. and even like a lot of like modalities that like really focus on helping people get over negative emotions, they're not very good at making it clear that these negative emotions, like what's their purpose. So you can't like fix a negative emotion. What is stress? Stress is something like there's something going on in your life that's reducing your survival outcome. Why would you get mad at something? That thing is reducing my survival some way or another. It's taking money from me. It's taking away a mate. It's taking away energy. It's taking away food. If you get angry at something, if you get stressed out about something, that thing is hurting my social status within my tribe. And if I get kicked out of the tribe, I'm screwed. If something is stressful, how is this thing hurting my survival? That's why it's stressing you out. And we need better strategies to deal with that thing. Sometimes it's purely a perception thing. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just made up in our head. Maybe we're overly sensitive to this thing due to a past traumatic experience, and we're just unconsciously, a lot of the stuff is unconscious. We're just unconsciously reacting to things. I'm guilty of that. It's like if anybody gives me bad advice, or if I hear somebody giving somebody else bad advice, this emotion of anger erupts out of me. What an idiot. How could you give that advice? Are you stupid? Did you stop? Like, that's my initial reaction. I can control it, but the eruption erupts out of me, and I can control that eruption, but I can't like consciously turn off that emotion. How do we turn off that emotion? And why is this so important, Mike? Because so the traumatic event, okay, my dad takes away my Nintendo, okay? My dad takes away my Nintendo. That's the traumatic event. That was freaking traumatic for me when I was little. Dad taking away Nintendo. Now let's say, and it was because I didn't eat my carrots at dinner. Now, for some reason, if somebody like 10 years later decides to put vegetables in front of me and just even jokingly like say like, oh, eat your carrots, or someone takes it even like further, more applicable everyday situation. Somebody implies that I need to do something that I don't want to do. I flip out because it's a sore spot for me. How do I get, and that will put my gut into overdrive and cause symptoms. We need to find these things that are pushing our buttons. What is the stimulus? The carrots. Someone taking away my video game. Somebody taking away something from me. Someone telling me to do something I don't want to do. Seeing a cop car. Seeing a teacher. Driving past a university sign. What are the stimulants in your life? What are the things that, we have like 500 million things stimulating us every single day in our life. What are those stimulants that make you feel negative emotions? And then once you find those things, you need to ask yourself, what was the stressful situation that originated this thing? And let me tell you, it's not going to be logical all the time. So, emotions are these uncontrollable feelings to kind of push you to do things. Positive. Hey, if I feel positively about something, I think it increases my chances of survival. Oh, I like this. Oh, ice cream. Yay, it tastes good. It increases my chances of survival. I'm eating, it's not purely logical. It's how we feel. Someone else could eat ice cream and then they're like, oh, ice cream. Some stupid diet book told me, dairy, the easiest to digest food on the earth, isn't good for me. It depends. Again, if you find that you are flipping out and the brain is like fogging this from us, like we're like, if you know, a lot of the people, I asked them like, hey, what was the stressful situation that caused you to be so sensitive to this stimulus? And they're like, nothing. I'm not sensitive. I'm like, dude, like, I get it. The brain's stupid. It's trying to protect us. But, like, wake up for a second. You just got your panties all in a bunch, and I just asked you, like, what was this traumatic situation? And it doesn't have to be like you got shot in the leg with a gun. It doesn't have to be, I don't, you know, it could be something as simple as your dad taking away your Nintendo, or your dad telling you couldn't go over to your friend's house, or some teacher telling you couldn't do this, or taking away your toy, you know, or somebody stealing your Pokemon cards. It could be something as simple as that. So, you know, getting over Crohn's, a big part of this process is getting to know ourselves. And, you know, right now I'm redoing the course, and this time I'm really focusing on how to find these past traumatic experiences and how to get over them. Okay? Because, you know, the reasons why we are so emotionally sensitive to these, and you know, I'm guilty of this too, of these little things. Oh, why'd you do that? Like, blah. It's because of a past traumatic experience. Everything we see it's through a lens of the past. Our brain is trying to anticipate things that are trying to kill us. And, you know, we're just programmed to be like super negative nowadays, and we think everything's trying to freaking kill us. And we live in the most easiest to thrive and survive time ever. So guys, yeah, I have a lot more information for you that I'd like to share, and it is in my webinar. Go watch my webinar down below. It has everything you need to get better. It's 4 simple steps. It's called the Mike Method. I am upgrading it really soon, but go watch it now. If you're somebody suffering from Crohn's or colitis and other digestive issues, go down and watch that video. It will save your life. It is free. It comes with a diet plan. Go watch it. It will save your life. Or you could go spend $2,000 on someone else's course, and they're going to have you afraid of frickin' baby food by the end of the day. Oh my God, don't eat milk. Milk. It's so bad. Oh, it's so easy to digest. Babies can drink it and they have it underdeveloped. Blah, blah. Like, it's just so stupid. And as you can see, guys, I'm getting triggered by bad advice because I've been fucked pretty hard by bad advice my life, you know, over my lifespan. And, you know, over this next week, I'm really going to try to focus on what was that thing that made me extremely sensitive to it. And once I find those things, like, I could just let it go. Oh, okay, all right, and just let it go. But I'm upgrading the course right now. It's going to have tons of techniques and worksheets to help us identify and get over these past traumatic experiences, so we stop crapping our pants. So, okay, guys, I will talk to you later. Good luck with the holidays. Have fun eating normal foods. Don't blame foods. And while you're, you know, spending time with your parents, let those old memories flood into your brain. And, you know, a lot of our early traumas were caused by our parents and our family, let's be honest. So, yeah. So, guys, good luck tracking down your inner demons and slaying them, and, you know, getting your digestive system back under control. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Go watch the webinar right now. Go do it. It'll change your life. Bye-bye.